Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. My name's Mike Tate, and I'm from the RNA. And principally, we're here this morning to very happily announce that the Open Championship will come back to Royal St George's in 2011, obviously the year before the Olympics in London. The date will be the 14th to 17th of July, and we're delighted, Richard, that you've allowed us back again. It's very, very kind of you. A little bit of history. We were here in 1993. Greg Norman won with, at that time there were 124,000 spectators viewed the event. In 2003, when Ben Curtis won, that figure had jumped up to 183,000, and that was a huge jump, and it was a terrific result for the Open and a hope for the local authorities in the area. I'm principally here to thank not only the club, but we've had enormous help from a number of local authorities and agencies, particularly Kent County Council, Thanet and Canterbury Councils, the South East England Development Agency and Dover District Council. And we are delighted for the cooperation. I hope it gives you a bit of a sort of dry run for the Olympics and all your efforts there, because I'm sure you're going to be very busy over those couple of years. The economic impact of the Open is something that we're very keen to stress when we come back to the areas. We did a survey in 2005, which was then the biggest and most comprehensive survey of the economic impact of the Open at St Andrews. And the figures that that came out of that survey was that the Open generated £72 million worth of benefit for the area. 32 million was directly a cash injection for people coming outside the area and spending within the area. That was made up of the 6,000 people who work at the Open Championship, plus the approximate at St Andrews 200 to 220,000 people who watch the event. So we hope that that investment will be shown down here. We are certainly delighted to be here, and I hope that the area benefits.
We believe that a year in front of the Olympics will showcase our area and give us the economic benefits that a world-class event coming to East Kent naturally derives from. In the long term, our major aspirations are to actually see a two-centre championship opportunities for East Kent, and East Kent in the future will deal with major golf opportunities, and our local economy will thrive from it.
The County Council put an enormous amount of effort into making the Olympic year 2012 a really showcase year for Kent. And having the Open Championship here the year before, we give it a really good springboard, so we're absolutely delighted.
Perhaps I could just say from the Royal St George's point of view, we're absolutely thrilled it's coming back here. It was a very exciting championship last time, and I have every reason to think we'll have a very good championship next time.
What does the Open mean to Royal St George's?
Well, I think it's very good news for Kent indeed. We had a magnificent championship when the Open came to Kent in 2003. It not only produced a lot of fun for golfers like me who could go and watch it, and many of our visitors from overseas and from around the country, but also brought a lot of business into the county. I think the estimate was that the total sort of inward investment was somewhere in the region of 40 to 50 million pounds. So it's not just great fun for all, it's also actually good for business as well. It's good business for all of us. And I think when it comes in 2011, again, we'll have a tremendous party. And of course, from our point of view, to have it coming a year before the Olympics is enormously important. The County Council is putting a lot of effort into the Olympics to maximise what we as a county can get out from the Olympic Games and make sure it's what the government would call the greatest party of all, and to have the Open a year before gives us a really good springboard so we can actually launch our Olympic campaign.
What needs to be done between now and the Open coming?
Well, quite a lot of work required. I'm glad that we did it in 2003, and therefore we've got a very good model. We know pretty well what needs doing, and a lot of it has been done already, and some of it needs clearly to be started up again. But it's mainly highways works. It's a lot of problems of how we're going to get the traffic there. The Open grows every year, and every year you've got to realise it's going to be bigger than the year before. And we had a large number of visitors in 2003. We're going to expect many, many more in 2011, so we're going to have to make our arrangements for that.
What is it about St George's that makes it a suitable venue for holding the Open?
Well, there's a number of things that you need for an Open Championship. You need infrastructure, number one. You need a golf course, number two, that's good for it. You need the road systems, and you need the help of the local authorities, and we've got all of that in abundance down here.
What needs to happen at the course between now and 2011?
Not much. I think you will see a few changes, but not a huge amount, and I think we're talking to the club about putting a couple of new tees in to lengthen a couple of holes. We did a lot of work before the Amateur Championship was here last year. We trialled a few new tees and the new ideas then, so a lot of the work has already been done. As regards infrastructure, there is electricity, there's water pipes, the sewage pipes are already under the ground. So when we come back in 2011, we upgrade those a little and dust them off, and off we go again. Yeah, it is the world's greatest golf event. It's the oldest and biggest of the majors. We did a survey in St Andrews in 2005, which was very, very comprehensive, and we did it with the Scottish executive at the time. And what we found is that the Open there brought £32 million of new cash to the area, absolutely brand new. And in addition, we evaluated the pictures that go to an audience of over 400 million households around the world, and we worked out what the beautiful coastline, the sights and that was estimated worth of £40 million of advertising spend. So you could say, at that time in St Andrews, it was worth £72 million to the town of St Andrews and the locality. And one would imagine the same would be true here.
What does it mean to St George's to have the Open again?
Well, we're obviously absolutely delighted. We've had the championship many times before. It was a great championship last time. We had over 180,000 people who were able to see the course and watch some wonderful golf. So who wouldn't be pleased?
What do you think it is about the course that makes it such a good sort of host for the Open?
Well, it's not an easy golf course. It's shown itself to be a very good test of golf. One under par won it last time, and it's always given a good account of itself. I think it's quite unique in this part of the country.
Yeah, it's the only course anywhere near sort of in southern England that hosts it. That must be sort of a wonderful advantage for you.
Yes, it is. It is a wonderful advantage to us, but it's also quite a responsibility for us. It takes a lot of work to put on a championship, and all the club get involved in it. And there are lots of people who have really quite important jobs to make the thing work. It is a responsibility. I feel with a course like this, if you're lucky enough to play golf here, it's something you want to preserve and look after for future generations, and we feel very strongly about that.
What sort of legacy does the tournament bring to a club like this in terms of once everything's gone home?
Hagen and Varden won here, to say, not to mention all the others that have won here. So it's really part of golfing history. It's one of the great golf courses.
Last time around, I think there was sort of roughly 50% more people came in 2003 than in 93.
Well, we had over 180,000 last time, and the weather was fantastic. I don't know whether you were here, but it was very hot. Everywhere was biscuit brown, really, not green like it is now. And it was tailor-made for a good championship with lovely weather. Fast running fairways, fast greens, and some wonderful golf, and a little bit of wind on one day. It looked, if you were here, it looked for a moment as if there would be a playoff. Woods and Singh were very much in the frame, and I think the winner thought that was at least would be a playoff, and he was out practicing because he was in first, but he played the course really well. I mean, Ben Curtis has mastered a number of the running shots very, very well. And he, in that last round, he was well under par at one stage, but then, the tension got in there, and he was a very worthy winner. But it looked like a playoff.
Yes, yeah. And with the improved transport links and things, presumably you're expecting that to have an effect on the numbers of people who can get here.
Yes, I mean, we are blessed with a lot of room.
Mm.
I mean, this is not a compact golf course. You know, there's acres and acres and acres here, and so there's plenty of room for everybody to see golf. And the RNA put up a most amazing number of stands, so there's plenty of room for everybody.
Mm.